Hello guys, in this video we're gonna talk about some important question sets of CBSE Class 10 Science. Question 1. Tabulate the process of reproduction into its various types, giving one example of each type. Reproduction is a process by which organisms produce new individual or same species. Reproduction is of two types, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a process by which two individuals produce offspring. Gamete formation takes place. It is a complex process and the variations occurs in it. For example, in humans, cats, and dogs. Whereas asexual reproduction is a process by which one individual produces offspring. Gamete formation doesn't take place. The variation doesn't take place either, and is a simple process. Well, asexual reproduction is mainly of two types, that is budding and binary fission. In case of budding, it takes place in hydra, yeast, etc. While in binary fission, it takes place in the amoeba. Or, define grafting suggests any two advantage and disadvantage of grafting. Grafting is a technique that vegetatively joins two plants into one. The first advantage of grafting is the growth speed. Now, it is quicker than growing a whole new plant, which saves even more time as well as money and space. Now, the second one is a change in the quality of fruit. Now, grafting lets you to change the variety of the fruits or the other groups that you are growing, and also helps improve the fruit quality. Now, the disadvantage of the grafting is that they are complex, as the process of grafting requires some skills and may prove difficult for gardeners with little or no experience in asexual propagation techniques. Growers choosing to graft two plants should be knowledgeable enough to identify compatible plants and how to avoid potential problems that might lead to graft failure. Now, the second disadvantage is that they are time-consuming, as once the graft is being completed, monitoring its progress and health can also take considerable time and labor. Question 2. Describe the anatomy of human reproductive system. Human reproductive systems organ system by which humans reproduce and bear live offspring. Here we describe the organs, both male and female, that are involved in human reproduction. Now, the essential features of the human reproductions are the liberation of an ovum or egg at a specific time in the reproductive cycle, internal fertilization of the ovum by spermatozoa or sperm cell, transport of the fertilized ovum to the uterus or wombs, implantation of the blastocysts, the early embryo developed from the fertilized ovum in the wall of the uterus, formation of a placenta and maintenance of the unborn child during the entire period of gestation, birth of the child and expression of the placenta, and suckling and care of the child with an eventual return of the maternal organs to virtually their original state. Or, what is meant by tissue culture, how this technique is performed, in which area this technique is finding its application. The production of the plants by cell or tissues or organs in a synthetic medium is called tissue culture. Now, these tissues often develops into a fast-growing cellular mass called callus. Now, the callus is transferred to another medium for growth and differentiation that forms plantlets. The plantlets can be transplanted into soil or pots where they can be grown to maturity. Now, this technique is being popularly used for the production of ornamental plants like orchids and carnation. Question 3.1. State the length formula and its magnification. Length formula is an equation which relates the focal length, image distance, and object distance for a spherical mirror, whereas magnification of a lens is defined as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. Question 3.2. Using the length formula, locate the positions of the image formed due to an object at infinity by a convex and a focal length f. Convex lens converge parallel rays coming from object at infinity and a highly diminished point size real and inverted image is formed at principal focus f2a. Or 1. How will you find the net focal length of the continuations of the lenses whose focal length are 15 cm and 5 cm respectively? So to find the net focal length of combination of lenses whose focal length are 15 cm and 5 cm are given in the image. Define power, find the power of the combinations and express whether it is a converging or divergent combination. Power is the rate of doing work or the amount of the energy transferred per unit time. Now the power of the combination of lenses can be found by simple additions of power of the individual lenses in the combination. Question 4. Draw a label diagram of human eye and explain the image formation. The eye is considered by most neuroscientists as actually part of the brain. Now from the diagram we can see that it consists of small spherical globe about 2 cm in diameter, which is free to rotate under the control of 6 extrinsic muscles. Now when light enters the eye through the transparent cornea, passes through the aqueous humor, the lenses and the vitreous humors, where it finally forms an image on the retina. Or, what is the cause for myopia and hypermetropia? Show the defective eye and explain how it is corrected. Myopia and hypermetropia plays the same role in defecting the eye. However, the cause for the defections are quite different, as myopia is the defect of the vision due to which a person cannot see the distant object clearly, which is caused due to the high converging power of eye lens and due to the eyeball being too long, whereas hypermetropia is that defect of vision due to which a person cannot see nearby object and caused due to the low converging power of eye lens and due to the eyeball being too short. Now myopia can be corrected using concave lens, while hypermetropia can be corrected using convex lens. Question 5.1. When an acetic acid reacts with ethyl alcohol, we add concentrated H2SO4. It acts as dash and the process is called dash. So in this case, when acetic acid reacts with ethyl alcohol, the concentrated H2SO4 acts as dehydrating agent, and that the process is called as esterification. 2. Write the chemical equation for the same. So for the chemical equations for when acetic acid reacts with ethyl alcohol, added concentrated sulfuric acid is given as. So that's for the video. Thanks for watching.